লোহাছড়াটা ছিল ঠিক ওই জায়গাটা, বর্তমানে ওখানে আর কিছু নেই। আমরা ওইখান থেকে নৌকায় করে তখন ওই ডানে পালে নৌকাতে বইটা মেরে মেরে এইখানে ঘোড়া মারাতে আসতাম। এখানে প্রায় আধ ঘন্টা সময় লাগতো। এখানে হাই স্কুল ছিল, হাই স্কুলে আমরা তারপর পড়াশোনা করেছি।
গ্রামে স্কুল ছিল, ছেলেধরা খেলাধুলা করতো, সে খেলার মাঠ ছিল, বল খেলতো, হাডুডু খেলতো, গদি খেলতো, এসব খেলাধুলা হতো। তা মায়ের মন্দির ছিল, পূজা হতো, সেখানে যাত্রা হতো, এইসব চলতো। হ্যাঁ, তাতে একটা খুব আনন্দ ভাবে মনোভাব করে থাকতাম। ভাঙনটা শুরু হলো গঙ্গার যে স্রোত, এত খরটান, ধারে লাগলে বালুবাড়ি, বালু খেয়ে যাচ্ছে, বালু খেয়ে গেলে উপর থেকে মাটি ধসে পড়ে যাচ্ছে। এইতে ভাঙতে আরম্ভ করলো বেশিরভাগে এইতেই ভাঙলো। মানে যখন ভাঙছে হয়তো 200-250 বিঘা জায়গা একসঙ্গে চলে যাচ্ছে।
Sea levels are rising, global temperatures are heading northward, and extreme weather events have become common. Global warming is clearly upon us. And in all this, the carbon dioxide emitted by coal-fired plants has been playing a significant role.
Well, I can understand the concerns about coal. There's no denying the fact that it is the most carbon-intensive fuel. And so if climate change is happening, and I think it almost certainly is, then the CO2 emitted from coal and coal-fired power in particular is a major contributor to the warming that we're seeing.
India is concerned. After all, it needs to ramp up its energy production so that it can sustain its growth rate and pull millions out of poverty. Much of this energy is going to come from coal because it is relatively cheap and readily available, but it is also polluting. Clean coal technology, or CCT, could be a solution. CCT represents a range of technologies designed to improve the environmental performance of coal-fired plants. The most promising and emerging technology is carbon capture and storage, or CCS. CCS entails isolating CO2 wherever it is produced, compressing it, and storing it underground. However, CCS is expensive.
The problem that we face at the moment is that adding a CCS system to an existing baseload large power plant is likely to add somewhere between 60 and 80% of additional capital cost on what would be for a normal plant. That's a huge sum.
Despite the high costs, India needs to be technologically prepared. This is why Trec-Step, a premier science and technology entrepreneurs park in Tiruchirappalli, embarked upon a special program, developing a cluster for clean coal technologies and carbon capture and storage technologies for the Indian thermal power sector. This was in 2011.
This project provides such an opportunity to introduce Indian thermal power engineers towards climate change problems, prepare them with skills, prepare them with new technologies to fight climate change through carbon emission reduction. In that sense, this project provides a very unique opportunity for both the Indian thermal power sector, India as a country, as well as to the global community to fight climate change.
Supported by the European Union, this program was to be implemented in collaboration with Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, or BHEL.
BHEL basically is an integrated power plant manufacturing company set up in 1964 to cater to the needs of the country's power development program. We have commissioned almost 66% of the country's power infrastructure available, and this 66% of power infrastructure provides 75% of the electricity required for the country.
For BHEL, the program represented a special opportunity to strengthen its own clean coal technology, or CCT program.
In fact, the government itself is driving BHEL and the power sector towards advanced ultra-supercritical technology which is going to push up the energy efficiency by about 4 to 5%, meaning that much reduction of carbon dioxide produced.
So in this direction, we felt that it would be a win-win situation since BHEL has already embarked this journey and EU is giving an exposure through Trec-Step for us to learn something more. So I felt that this is a very important step for BHEL, and hence we joined hands with Trec-Step to get a better learning of what's happening elsewhere in the other countries.
The Indian thermal power sector consists of many players. You need power plant manufacturers, you have power utility managers, you have investors, you have academicians, you have scientists. So we need to develop a cluster of different players in the thermal power sector and make them focus, make them concentrate on climate change problems, especially on carbon capture and storage technologies and clean coal technologies.
The program reached out to over 250 thermal power sector players and power sector related institutions across India. Linkages were also established with over 40 institutions in the developed world, all of them working in the area of clean coal technology or CCT. This resulted in a vibrant network for generating ideas and diffusing knowledge in this new field.
One of the unique features about this project is we were able to access and build networks with state-of-the-art institutions working in clean coal technology and carbon capture and storage technologies in Europe. One of such network built was with the IEA Clean Coal Center. IEA Clean Coal Center was able to support us in designing our training programs and also to access best resource person to provide these training programs. And they have also helped us in choosing the best institutions for our internship program and also the learning tours implemented under this project.
Trec-Step commissioned experts to put together 3 studies on emissions from coal-fired plants. These reports covered critical areas like the potential for CCT and CCS in India, mercury emissions and health hazards, and developments in chemical looping technology worldwide. The program also created a knowledge exchange web platform which provides the latest updates on the developments in the field of CCT. The site allows users to access hundreds of related reports, articles, videos, and training programs. The new network allowed the program to raise awareness about CCT and build the capacities of concerned professionals. 4 training programs were conducted largely by CCT specialists from the developed world and some by Ernst & Young. Participants got a chance to understand the complexities of climate change, the various technologies that were available to coal power sector, concrete developments that were taking place worldwide, regulatory issues, as well as challenges that would need to be overcome.
The resource persons were from worldwide, and experts from IEA, the topmost person, Dr. John Topper, Mr. Keith Bernard, and also some of the competitors who are expert in some of the areas like oxy-fuel combustion, Doosan Industries, Foster Wheeler. So the resource persons were wonderfully chosen for this training program, and it was in fact a sharing of the experience of the people on various fields.
We had a lot of exposure to the state-of-art technology developments that are taking place, especially in the carbon capture and sequestration. And we also had the contacts of new international experts, and this will be definitely useful for BHEL to carry on projects in this area.
In the final stages, the program organized a conference which strengthened networking and the consolidation of ideas related to CCT.
All experience shows that over time, second, third, fourth generations gets cheaper to do. The cost curve for adding carbon capture and storage should diminish over time. That's certainly been the experience with all other technologies, and there's no reason why this should be any different.
The experience in biomass co-utilization over 20 years is a long time, but we were almost the first ones in Europe to do this. So obviously you can do it in a shorter period if you take advantage of the experience done somewhere else.
When we look at the papers and the presenters, they made it in such a simple way that we also feel that we should do it in India also. That is possible. But how do we do that? So we need to bring in so many people from the chemical background, from the physics, from the energy, from the electrical. Everybody come together and think.
One of the main message that has been conveyed through this conference is the developing countries should not follow the footsteps of the developed countries. Okay, we made a lot of mistakes, and we don't feel that people should follow our mistakes and repeat the mistakes. I think there is a huge area for India and China to create their own solutions to problems.
The conference is very well represented. There are more than 200 delegates. There are many people coming from the local industry, from BHEL, but also there are many Indian colleagues which are coming from all India. So I see that there is interest in India in carbon capture and storage technologies.
The program coordinated with institutions in Europe and organized 2 learning tours. 14 BHEL professionals and other cluster members participated in these tours, and they got a chance to visit 15 different institutions, power plants, and demonstration projects. For the visitors, it was an exceptional opportunity to see a spectrum of the latest clean coal technologies operational in Europe.
Seeing is believing. First step is that. So that way our people are very fortunate to see the actual plants in operation and what are the carbon storage issues and safety measures, control logics. All this cannot be understood just by going through the net information.
The trips allowed the BHEL professionals to engage with their counterparts and clarify their doubts. They also understood some of the technical issues that CCT engineers have been grappling with.
During the visit, one of the plant is entirely built up with T24 material of high alloy steel to withstand high temperature, because they are adopting higher steam parameters to achieve higher efficiency. That very much impressed us, and we hope to adopt those things in our boilers in future.
I visited the Amur power plant in Netherlands, where they were firing wood along with the coal. The interaction gave us an experience that when we want to co-fire this wood, we have to undergo a lot of ups and downs in the things. It is a good experience for us.
Here in BHEL, we are experimenting oxy-fuel combustion, and the European Union visit helped us in understanding the various hurdles they face in this newer technology. And further, we talked to the eminent experts working in this field and understand the various concepts of this new technology.
Meanwhile, the program had started its internship leg. 3 young engineers at the BHEL Coal Research Center were chosen to be the interns.
The purpose behind this internship was that we work hands-on on the advanced facilities available in the world, parallelly sitting with our specialists, our counterparts in advanced countries where they had gone several miles ahead of us. And this helps us to jumpstart on this technology in India and not start from scratch all over.
The 3 engineers participated in the training programs and went on an internship visit to the United Kingdom. They visited some of the key institutions and universities which had advanced programs in CCT.
We visited the Howden facility in Glasgow. The one particular thing which interested me is they had coated adsorbents to air preheaters, so that when your flue gas enters air preheaters, your CO2 is adsorbed. Whereas in India, we do manufacture air preheaters, but adsorbents are not coated. So this is very new to us. So even we can develop adsorbents and use the same coating.
During our internship visit, we have met with the professionals who have more than 20 years experience in implementing clean coal technologies. Their experience really helped us in clarifying our simple but important doubts. And they have gone through the technology, the ups and downs, and they have seen the rise of these technologies. That has really helped us in fundamentally understanding the important aspects of the clean coal technologies.
One of the important lessons that I learned from this internship tour is that whatever the instrumentation facilities they have in UK, we already have in our BHEL. Only thing is that interpretation of results, maybe it comes from the interaction with experts and through by experience only. I'm confident now that if we have the resources, we can demonstrate the CCS and CCT technologies in India.
When we started off with this program, we were just on the paper trying to design concepts and technologies. We never had a demonstration plant in our site. But with the aid of this EU project, we were able to install two very important projects, one for co-firing biomass with coal, and the second one for oxy-fuel combustion.
Armed with their new knowledge and insights, BHEL engineers began exploring 2 CCTs on a pilot scale. They made elaborate modifications and additions at the Coal Research Centre's solid fuel burning test facility in order to carry out trials with 2 important CCTs, biomass co-firing and oxy-fuel combustion. Unlike their peers in the developed world, the BHEL engineers had to struggle to get it right.
When we co-fire biomass with coal, we have to look at several parameters, such as the particle size of the biomass after pulverizing, and the flowability of the biomass along with the coal, and the proportion of the biomass in the coal mixture, and as well as the flame stability, and the ash related issues. And to optimize all these parameters, we have conducted experimentation and modification more than a year.
All the knowledge absorbed during the learning tour proved to be invaluable for this phase.
During our tour, we met with Robin Irons from E.ON, a major power player. He suggested 2 points for oxy-fuel combustion. The one is the circulating the air through recycled flue gas ducting after completing the experimentation to avoid the cold corrosion. And another important point is remove the moisture in flue gas that will carry the coal to the burner. These 2 solutions we have implemented at our site that has really helped us in successfully conducting these tests.
The trials have been successful, and now BHEL wants to take these developments to the next level.
So after the successful demonstration of the biomass firing, we have got a very good confidence in demonstrating in a larger power plant. So that is the real benefit comes only if it is done in a larger power plant. So we have been pursuing with customers. We are looking for a willing customer with a 210 megawatt where we can feed the biomass along with the coal, grind it and generate power along with that.
Trec-Step was aware that startups are inevitably small and fleet-footed. This allows them to take big risks, challenge traditional thinking, and innovate quickly. This is why the program decided to support 5 small ventures that wanted to work in the clean technology domain. This particular component of the program has now borne fruit. For instance, AS Tungsten has started reclaiming tungsten carbide profitably using a new thermomechanical process that it has patented in 5 countries. This process, besides being cheaper than the conventional chemical one, releases less effluents and carbon dioxide. Bharat Agro Products manufactures these straw combines that can harvest